then we'll go ahead and get started.
Okay, I'm muting.
All right, guys. Well, let's take a seat first, and we're just gonna do just start with some of our breathing. We're gonna do 5 deep inhales, just filling up that belly with oxygen, and then we're gonna do a nice long exhale. We'll do that a couple more times. Filling in that belly, and then a nice long exhale. And then just try to release any tension that you might be holding in your neck or in your face. Soften your cheeks. Exhale. Let's do one more. And then a nice long exhale. Good. All right. And just hopefully we're just feeling a little bit more centered. And we're going to begin some head nods. So we're going to let our eyes look up toward the ceiling. We're going to look up, and then we're going to let our gaze fall to the floor. And we're just going to keep our head in motion, doing that a few more times, looking up, looking down, always leading with the eyes. There's 3, looking up and looking down. A couple more times. And looking down, very nice. And now we're going to, instead of looking up and down, we're going to look over at our right and left shoulders. So we're going to look right, and you can look as far as you can, all the way to the wall behind you. So you're going to allow your shoulders to turn just a little bit as we do this. Good. Keep doing that a couple more times. I'm going to see, Janice, if I can. I'm going to put it on a different kind of a view. It's not responding to my voice. No, we don't. That one. Let's do that. That's a little better. Good. Looking left and looking right. Good. And then, Gina, are you in a chair or are you on the floor? Can you get to the floor? Just unmute yourself real quick and let me know. Cross connects here.
I can get to the floor.
Okay, perfect. So we're going to do a couple seated cross connects here. And then let's go ahead and just move to our mats. And we're going to be on all fours. We're going to do just a little bit of rocking and one quick stretch before we start. So knees are right underneath your hips, hands are right underneath your shoulders. And we're going to drop our hips back to our heels, and then we're just going to come forward. We're going to keep our back nice and flat. So if you begin to find that your back is starting to round as you go back, we won't go back too far. We want to make sure that back stays nice and flat. I want you to look up so your eyes are looking forward as we do these rocks. Good. Let's just do 2 more. And then let's go ahead and just sink into a child's pose. So we're going to put our toes together. We're going to take our knees a little bit wider. So if you are on a mat, your knees will be about as wide as your mat. And then we're just going to drop your hips back and extend your arms. Forehead can go down to the mat or your floor. Do just about 3 belly breaths. Nice deep inhale, long exhale. Couple more times. Awesome. All right. And then we're going to just come up out of that and come back up to a standing position. And we're going to go ahead and get started with our first segment of exercises. And we're going to start with, we're going to do 30-second intervals again, like we've done with the 15-second transition between exercises. And so we're going to start with some marching. And so today, so depending on how you're starting, you can not involve arms at all, hands can be on your hips, or if you're feeling already kind of awake, And then you can handle a little bit more heart pump, and we're gonna go ahead and get those arms moving. Hi, Carol. So we're just starting with some marching, Carol. We haven't missed much. All right, the next time. So now today, last time we did this too, when I was here, we can rest completely during our 15-second rest, or you can just do an active rest where you're doing a little bit of foot movement. All right, we're going to do our step together. So we're going to step wide and then bring your other foot in. So step
When you're on a break, Karen, can I share some information with you?
Yes, absolutely. So you step together. You can involve your arms if you like, or again, for lower impact, we can have your hands on your hips. Okay? So you can choose however you're feeling. 2 seconds. All right, so we can just we're going to do our active rest or just a rest. And our next exercise is going to be a little bit of a balance exercise. And we're going to hold a psoas hold. We're going to try to lift our leg up to hip height and just hold for 5 counts, and then we're going to switch. I know we might want to have a chair handy. So we're going to lift 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're going to switch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm just going to show you from the side. So right leg goes up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's do the other side one more time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Okay. And then our next one is going to be, let's try a wall push-up. Okay. Or I'm just going to pause for a second because we haven't done these yet. So let's see. I want to make sure you guys can see me. If I'm on the wall, you see me over here. You're just going to get yourself into a plank position, and then we're going to bend your elbows and push. Now, if you're in a room that doesn't have, you can't really do a wall push-up, and you can get to the floor. You can also, I'm going to show you an option. We can do a modified push-up. So you're on your knees. We're going to do just a slight elbow bend and push back up, okay? Just depending on your strength. So, or you can just hold this position, okay? So that one can be a little bit tricky, a little bit hard to do. Are you going to try it on the wall, Janice? Mm-hmm. Perfect. Mm-hmm. Yes, so step yourself in maybe a little bit closer, and then we're going to just bend your elbows and bring it back towards your side. All right, so let's try that for 30 seconds. Here we go. So bringing the elbows, pushing away. And then you can also try this in your kitchen against your countertop. So it's just a way to do an elevated push-up. We're going to keep going. We have about 10 more seconds. And if it starts to get too difficult, we can just hold the plank position without bending the elbows. 2 more seconds. Good. Okay, that's that. Oh, Carol, wait, I didn't see her chat. All right. So we're gonna go into a pull down now. So we're gonna reach our hands above our head and imagine that we're pulling a rubber band down. Okay. So we're gonna go up and then we're just gonna pull down. Elbows at your coming down to your sides. Good. And then when we lift our arms up, we don't want our shoulders to go up too. We just want our hands to go up, grab that imaginary rubber band and pull down. Okay, let's keep doing that. And if you can multitask, when we do this exercise, it's okay to march at the same time, okay? We're in our rest period. And then we're going to go back to marching. So marching is our next one. And maybe you feel a little bit more warmed up now so we can use our arms a little bit more. All right. You can also change your tempo. You can march a little faster. If you march faster, you might not come up as high. So you can decide. However you're marching, I just want you to have a nice tight belly. So draw that belly into your spine. And really pump those arms. You can make fists. It's going to help get that heart rate up a little bit more. 5 more seconds. 2 seconds. Good. And then, so again, if you want to, you can just keep your feet in motion during our rest time. It'll help to just burn a little bit more energy. We're gonna do our step togethers next, which is this exercise. Good, all right. So you can take a nice big step across. Good, just really challenge yourself and then involve your arms if you look. Good. Big step tap, step tap. Sorry, I didn't let Carol tell us her news. 2 seconds. The next time. Excellent. All right. So our next one is going to be our psoas hold. Okay. So then we're going to lift each leg to hip height and just hold it for 5 counts. All right. So here we go. So when we do this exercise, it might not seem like much. Let's switch. We're using our lower abs. Okay, and our core muscles, and the standing leg, we're firing the hamstring and the glute muscles just to hold us in place. One thing that I want you to do too, on the standing leg, I want you to really root your toes into the ground. Try to feel the ground through your shoes. Good, and that also helps with our balance. All right, so we can march a little bit, and then we're gonna go back and do our wall push-ups one more time, okay? You can also, again, hold the plank. All right, here we go. Bend and press out. Good. So really up in the challenge here. Good. Give 10 more seconds. Good. All right, so we'll come on back and with our next exercise, we're going to reach up to that imaginary rubber band and we're going to pull that down as we bring our elbows down toward our side. We're going to go in 3, 2, 1. So reach up and pull down. So again, we can have our feet in motion, but just really concentrate on what's happening with the upper body as we grab that imaginary rubber band. We're flexing our muscles and we're pulling our elbows down to our side. Okay, so this exercise, you might feel it in your arms a little bit. It uses our biceps and also our lats, our big back muscles. 2, 1, and time. Good. All right. So we're going to do that whole segment one more time, starting back with our marching. So we're going to get going in 3, 2, 1. All right, and let's hit it. So hopefully you're feeling pretty good at this point. If you overdid a little bit, and you just want to have your hands at your sides, that's totally fine. If you're feeling pretty good, we're going to really pump those arms. And try to lift those legs up as high as we can. Or again, if you want to do quicker steps that aren't so high, that's okay too. 3 more seconds. Good. And then we're going to go into our side steps. That's our next exercise. Just step together. Okay. So we'll get that going in about 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. So big step across and bring that other foot in. Good. You can really do anything with your arms that you like, whatever feels good to you. Keep on going. 10 more seconds. Looks good, everyone. 2, 1. Good. Now we're going to do our standing leg hold, psoas hold again, is what it's called. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and do that in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's lift that right leg. We're going to hold it 5, 4, 3. Try to let go. 2, 1. Other side. 5, 4. Try to let go. 3, 2, 1. So good. Again. First leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do it one more time each leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And left leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent job. Okay. And then in 5 seconds, we're going to start with our push-ups. So we'll go to the floor or to the wall. And then we're going to go in toward the wall, bending our elbows, press out. Good. This is a really nice, gentle way to work our pectoral muscles. And whenever we do anything for our pectoral muscles, it also involves our triceps in the back of the arm. These can be surprisingly fatiguing. Good. All right, come on back. And we're going to, our last exercise is going to be where we reach up for our imaginary rubber band and pull down. And we're going to go in 3 seconds. 2, 1, reach and pull. Good. And reach. Really flex our muscles. Feel that tension in our muscles as we pull down. Reach and pull. Good. Pull. Looks so good. 10 more seconds. 3 seconds. Nice. All right, everybody, we'll take just a quick little break here. And I'm going to see, I want to just check and see if I can read that message from Carol. Oh, she has an endoscopy this morning, so that's why she had to go. All right, but hopefully she can look at the recording later. We'll be thinking of you, Carol. All right. How's everybody feeling? Are we feeling good? All right. So next one, we're going to do a little bit some exercises that are a little bit more cardiovascular. Intense, starting with step jacks, and then just as a little demonstration, when we do a step jack, we're just going to take our arms out to the side as we step out. And so it's like a jumping jack. And if you want to do jumping jacks, you can. But the lower impact version of that is to step to the side and down, step to the side and down. And that one really gets our heart rate going. And then we're going to do cross connects after that. Some bicep curls and knee drives. And some ground zero jumps. I will give you prompts all along the way. All right, so here we go with step jacks. Step out to the side and come back. Good. And then you guys can choose your tempo here. Whenever it feels good, it can be slower than I'm going, or you can also speed it up a little bit. I'm feeling it today. Good. And again, if you're super bouncy and the jumping jacks are in your repertoire, you go ahead and do your jumping jacks. Good. All right. So we're in our rest time. And our next exercise is called cross connects. And we're going to make contact with our opposite elbow or opposite arm, opposite leg. All right. So depending on how high you can lift your leg, you might be here. Just touching hand to knee. But if you're a little more flexible and can get the forearm to your quad, try that. You might even be able to get your elbow to your quad. So you just decide what feels the best for you. And the second time through, you might be able to lift a little higher, reach a little further. Good. All right. So let's just march our feet. We're going to do bicep curls next. So you can use weights, we can use water bottles, we can also just use our own body's resistance. So I'm going to keep marching while I curl. I'm just going to have a little movement in my feet. Good. So Janice, you got it. Yep. We're gonna curl. So with bicep curls, the most important thing is to keep your elbow pointing to the floor. So when we do bicep curl, we don't want to swing. That's kind of cheating. We're using the body's momentum to lift those weights. So we're going to, with control, we're going to just curl and release. Good. So we're going to go into knee drives next. So we're going to spend 30 seconds on each leg. So from the side, I'm going to take my right toe back. I have a little bend in my supporting leg, just a little. And I'm just going to pull my knee up. Good. And then you can just touch that toe behind you. We want to involve the arms. I think the arms kind of help us with balance as well. And so if the bending of the supporting leg is painful at all in your knee, you can keep it a little straighter and just make the movement a little smaller. So we're going to switch legs. I was on my left leg last week, so I'm going to stand on my right leg with a little knee bend. I'm going to dig my toes into the floor for some balance. And then we're going to just pull that knee in. You can kind of touch the leg if you want to. You can tap it as it comes in, or you can just row your arms behind you. Good. And so from the front, I'll show you kind of what it looks like. With the view from the side is a little better. Good. Okay, 3 seconds to go. Good. All right, so march your feet out a little bit. And the last exercise we're going to do for this segment is the ground zero jumps, which are not a jump. We're going to swing our arms back with a big hinge and come up to standing, squeezing the belly and the glutes, okay? So we're going to swing down, come on up to standing. Okay, you want to keep those knees right above your heels the entire time. Looks good. 10 more seconds. Nice. All right, just a nice easy march. Maybe grab a sip of water, and then we're going to start that one all over again, starting with the step jacks. Okay? So I can tell my heart's pumping a lot harder than it was when we started. Getting out of breath. Good. So with your step jacks, you can do a little bit of a little mini squat. In between, you can also just do a touch out. Just tap that foot. You have 3 seconds. And that's time. Excellent. March your feet out a little bit. And then we're going to do our cross connects. Okay. And we're making contact with our opposite arm on the opposite leg. And we'll start that in 3 seconds. All right, here we go. So this is a really good core exercise. We always want our legs coming forward, so we don't want to twist our legs side to side. They come forward, but we can twist our torso a little bit. You might start to feel it in your obliques, which are your abdominal muscles that are coming on the side. It's all very official. 2 seconds. Good. March your feet out. And then we're going to do bicep curls next. So feel free to get your weights. Keep your feet in motion if you like. If you just want to focus on those biceps, you can have still feet. And we're going to curl and release slowly. Curl and release. So again, if you want to imagine that you've got a big rubber ball kind of right in your arms and you're squeezing against that rubber ball, you can imagine the resistance and release slowly. Make a fist, pull in. 5 more seconds. Good. And that's time. And then our next one are going to be the knee drives. Okay, so again, I'm going to stand on My left leg to start and my right leg is gonna just pump in. Okay. Go to 3, 2, 1, good. And your arms can be kind of like runner arms, single, just pumping them back and forth. You can also have both arms out front and pull them behind you together. Good. Touch and drive, touch and drive. Good. You might start feeling the muscles of the supporting leg working. Good. And then we're going to turn right around to the other side. So look, I set up, I'm going to do my right foot this time. If you're following along with me, a little bit in the knee. Okay, here we go. Good. Touch and drive. Nice. Just 10 more seconds. And that's time. Good. Excellent, excellent work. And then the last exercise for this segment is a ground zero jump. So we're going to throw our arms back and our hips. And then we're going to have a little pause at the top where we're squeezing our glutes and our belly. Here we go. Good. This move is so aerobic. 10 more seconds. Two seconds. Good. All right, so we have a little break and then we'll do that whole segment one more time. I'm going to have to get some music to play along with our little routines here. All right, gang. Start again with step jacks. Okay, you ready? All right, so step out. Arms. If you don't have the mobility to go overhead, you're just going to come to shoulder height, which is fine. So whatever feels good. You never want any sharp pain when we're exercising. Always have to listen to our bodies. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Feet in motion. And then we're going to hit some our cross connects. Next. 3 more seconds. See if you can just get your legs up just a little bit further than maybe you did in the last round. Maybe do a little bit of a twist in your torso from your elbow to your quad. 5 more seconds. Good. All right, feet in motion, and then we'll do our bicep curls next. So get your weights in, like. We'll go in 3 seconds, 2, 1. Very nice, and we're going to curl. Nice. And curl. So you can see how tight my wrists are. Really tightening them. I can actually already feel my bicep contracting just with my fists being clenched as they are. Good. So we're going to curl up on 2 counts, release on 2 counts. Good. All right, so we're into our knee drives next. I'm going to start again on my left foot, have my right leg behind me. 3 seconds, 2, 1, and here we go. So let me in, touch back. Good. Another good balance challenge. All these balance challenges really help our core. Good, all right, and we'll turn right around. I'll be on my right foot this time, with my left foot behind me. Deep breaths here. And exhale, just kind of reset. And here we go. Halfway there, 15 more seconds. And 5, 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, just march it out a little bit. We have our ground zero jumps to finish, and then we'll have one more set of exercises that we'll do on the floor. All right, we're gonna go in 3, 2, 1. Last time for today. Last set, best set. Good. Just remember, we want a tiny pause at the top where you just squeeze your glutes and pull your belly button to your spine. 5 seconds. Good. All right, just march it out a little bit. This is a great time to get some water. And then we are going to get to our last, well, actually, okay, we're actually gonna do a seated, before we go down to the floor. We're gonna sit in our chair. So it's gonna be a combo. A combo meal, sitting and standing. We're gonna start with the seated leg lifts. So we're gonna start sitting all the way at the end of our chair. Hands can be lightly underneath the seat, and we're gonna extend the right leg and flex the foot. So I've got tension in my leg. It's not just all loose and noodly. Okay, so creating tension, making my quadricep muscle nice and tight. And let's lift for 10. We're gonna go up, touch down. So when we lower our leg, we're not letting it fall. We are actually putting our leg back down. And we don't want the heel to collide with the floor. So we just want to, like, the heel should just kiss the floor, then we bring it back up. And I've lost count, but I think that this is 8, and 9, and 10. Good. So you can just rub that out a little bit if you need to. We're going to extend the other leg and do the same thing. We want to keep a nice tall back. Okay, we don't want to be schlumped. Nice tall back, and we're going to lift. 1, touch down slowly. How's that toe? Is your foot flexed? Nice tight muscles in your leg. Good. Just a gentle, controlled descent to the floor as soon as the heel touches and come back up. Good. 6 or 7 here. Couple more. How about 2 more? 1. And then your last one. Excellent. Okay. So we're going to go to quick feet. Is your you can stand if you want to do quick feet, or we can also do it seated. Okay. And then I'm going to start my timer for that. And we'll do 30 seconds of quick feet. It's time. Good. All right, so let's pick up your weights if you have them. We're going to do some lateral raises next. Over 30 seconds. Yay! Yay! Get those shoulders all in nice, pretty shape for the warm weather that's going to come eventually. We're going to lift and lower. And again, we can use some tension. Did you lose them?
Underneath my chair.
We're going to lift And deltoids. Yeah, so right, so shoulders and our deltoids as well, yes. So yeah, our shoulders are little tiny muscles, but they have a lot of little different segments that come in, some come down towards your pectorals, some go to the back. All right, just shake those arms out, and then we're gonna do some seated punches next. And how much are your weights? 5. But they're 5 each. Oh goodness, they're so tiny. For 5 each? Okay. I was gonna say, you'd use them for your punching. I don't think so. Yeah. So we're just gonna punch those arms. Good job. So from this side in here, just punching again. I've got tension in my arms. Good. Come on, we're punching back right in front of us. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Okay, let's stand up. And we're going to do 30 seconds of a march with a reach. So this is called Superman march. And we're going to reach overhead with the opposite arm. Okay. We're going to get started in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. It's a big reach. Lift and reach. Good. On the side. And we're going to be as high as I possibly can. And reach overhead with a big stretch. Good. Ten more seconds. 2, 1. Good. All right, so grab your chair. Instead of the seated leg raises, we're going to do standing leg raises this time. Just to mix it up. So I've got my left hand on my chair. My right leg is extended. Foot is flexed. And I'm just going to do 10 leg lifts. So lifting, lowering with control. 2. Good. 3. Standing up really tall. How's that posture? 4. And 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. Last one. Good. We're going to switch sides. So other side. Foot is flexed. The leg muscles are nice and engaged and tight. Lifting, lower control. 2. And 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. Last one. Good. All right, and then we can do quick feet, standing or seated. If you're up and are upward, let's try standing. Yes, not yet. I messed up my clock here. Okay, you ready for the feet? Here we go. Different when we're standing. Just keep on the balls of your feet. You kind of have your heels lift off the floor. And then you go out and in. If you want, forward and backward. Good. You definitely can't go as fast as we can when we're seated. All right, 10 seconds left. Two seconds. Good. All right, so we're going to do our lateral raises this time. So you can grab your weights. Here's an extra challenge if anybody wants it. You don't have to do it. If we take a wide stance with our toes out, sitting a little bit. This isn't a sumo squat position, but we're just going to be stacked with our legs. So we're not going to move those. We're just going to stay in this position, squeezing our glutes, squeezing our quads. You might even feel it in your inner thighs. Just hold it while you lift and lower. Just hold it. And if you want to be sitting in your chair right now, just doing your lateral raises, that's absolutely fine. Good. And that's time. Excellent. Okay, so we have punches next. You can sit for these, or we can hold kind of a little bit of a split stance with your knees bent and punch. And so I'm on my right foot right now, starting this exercise, and then I'm going to switch to my left. The knees are just soft, so they're not really bent. They're just in soft and in motion. And we're gonna switch legs. So just my legs slightly apart. Soft knees. You know what? Can you shock absorbers a little bit? 2 seconds. And it's time. Nice. All right. Then we do our march with the reach. Then we'll go to the floor for this. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we're going to try to lift the opposite arm as the other leg comes up. And again, if you don't have the shoulder mobility, yours might look like this. Just a little arm curl as you're lifting that leg. You're also okay to stay here. Or extend your arms to your side. Whatever feels the best for you. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. All right, gang, we're going to go to the floor. We're going to lay down on our back, on our mat. I'm going to turn the timer off now. So let's go ahead and fly all the way down. And we're going to start with 15 glute bridges. So my feet are about hip width apart. I'm going to push through the floor and lift my hips and squeeze my glutes. And then I'm going to lower back down. I'm going to lift, squeeze, lower slowly, still trying to hold. Still trying to hold that glute contraction the entire time. We lose it a little bit as we come down to touch the floor. Good, and lower slowly, back up. That's 5, 6, touch down, 7, and lower, 8, good. There's 9, and 10. 11, more slowly, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Good. Okay, so I'm going to have you just extend your right leg. I don't want you to touch the floor, it's just going to hover right over the floor. And in this position, I just want you to put your hands near your belly button. And I want you just to do a long exhale and feel your belly button come down toward your spine. Second long exhale. Let's do 3, and then we're going to switch legs. Then let's put your right foot on your mat and extend your left leg the same way. It's just going to hover above the floor. Do 3 long exhales for me. Contract that belly. Breathe. Big exhale. 2, contract the belly. And you might even feel your glute tightening on that leg that's extended. Long exhale. Good. We're going to put your left foot back on the floor. We're going to extend the right leg one more time. And this time, we're going to lift that leg and bring it up almost to parallel. Now, and then we're going to lower with control. Don't let it touch the floor. Come on back up. So this might be enough of an exercise for you. If you feel like you want to try something to increase the intensity of it, you can just lift your head and shoulders off the floor gently as you lift that leg. But if you are somebody and you find that your neck hurts, you get pain in your neck while you're lifting it off the floor with ab work, you can just leave it on the floor, or just cradle it in your arm. You can try that too. I'm just going to do one more, and then we're going to switch legs. So right foot is back on the floor, left leg is extended with the foot flexed. We're going to lift and lower. Good. So again, lifting your torso is up to you. Here's 5. It also helps sometimes if you're lifting your head and shoulders off the floor to almost make a double chin or pretend that you have like an orange tucked underneath your chin. And that can sometimes help alleviate some of that neck strain that we get. One more. Good. All right. So now we're going to switch over to our other side. So you can drop your legs and roll over however you want. We're going to come to all fours. Your hands will be underneath your shoulders and your knees right underneath your hips, kind of like we did when we were rocking earlier. For this exercise, we're going to lift our knees off the floor, but only about a half an inch. Okay, so let me show you. I'm going to lift my knees off the floor, pressing through my feet. Hold it 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I'm going to let it down slowly. If you do have any pain in your knee, you could put like a towel or fold up your mat a little bit to help cushion. We're not going to spend too much time on our knees here, but this is just called a hover. So we're hovering above the floor. Let's lift our knees again. Just half an inch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. So again, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, touch down. We're going to do 2 more. Lift 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, touch down. 1 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. If that didn't seem too challenging for you, as we do that exercise, I'm going to have you just hold it longer. So don't come down after 5 counts. You can just hold it for 15 or 20 if you can. But that one is hard. It is surprisingly hard. And we teach this one at new beginnings because then we go from here. The progression is to go into a crawling movement and going forward and back. And it's so surprisingly hard and really good for our core. All right, let's go through those exercises one more time. We're going to start on our back again. Okay, we're going to do our glute bridges, followed by the ab work that we did. All right, so feet are pressing to the floor, and we're just going to lift and lower. There's 2. We're going to go for 15. I want you to lift your hips as high as you can get them. 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7. And if somebody is watching this on video, I probably should have said this at the start of this exercise when we did it last time, but you can just be doing standing glute squeezes. It's also okay to lay down on your bed to do them. There's 12, I think, and 13. We'll do 2 more. 14, and last one. Good. All right. So instead of doing the long exhales, we're just going to go ahead and engage those abs. Okay, right around that belly button area. I want you to really bring that belly button toward the floor, and let's do our leg lifts. So we're going to lift 1 and 2. 3 and 4, 5, 6 and 7, 8, 2 more, 9, 8 and 10. Good. We'll put the right foot on the floor, extend the left leg, and let's try 10 more. Here we go. 2, 3, so the movement is very controlled with your leg. We don't want to swing it up. 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. All right, so before we switch over to our other side, I'm just going to incorporate a couple stretching moves here. So I want you to put your feet together and just sort of let your knees fall open. And then maybe if you have the flexibility and mobility, you can have the bottoms of your feet together and just letting those knees hang open. Just spend a couple seconds here. And then when we switch over to the other side to do our hover, we'll do a little bit of stretching there as well. Okay. Bring those legs back up And then let's go ahead and bring your right knee in onto your chest. Grab around your knee and let's extend the left leg. And your hips should be balanced on the ground or like both touching. You should feel your back completely on the floor here. And then I want you to extend that leg. And it's okay to grab behind your quad. And it's okay to have a bent knee. So you don't have to have it completely straight. And I just want you to pull your leg toward your torso, feeling a stretch in the back of the leg in your hamstring. And it should feel really good. It should not be painful. And so if you're here, that's okay, just wherever you need to be. And then let's gently let that leg go to the floor. And then we're going to bend our left knee. We're going to pull it into our chest first. And then we're going to extend it, probably having a little bend in that knee. It's okay if you need that bend in the knee, and then just gently, I have my hands behind my left leg and I'm pulling it toward my chest. I'm just going to hold that a few seconds. And then we're going to release that. Good. And then we'll do one more. Feet are a little wider than hip width apart. And we have our knees bent, feet are flat on the floor. I'm going to drop both legs over to the right. My left hip is coming up off the floor a little bit. I feel a very gentle stretch in my low back. And then let's switch all the way over to the other side. This is a great one to do when you get into bed at night. Obviously, before you get all tucked in under the covers. Just drop those knees side to side. Helps with hip mobility, and it also gives us a really nice gentle low back stretch. Okay, so now I want you to, we're going to get up safely. We're going to drop both knees to one side and we're going to roll toward that side and then push ourselves up. Okay, and then we're going to do our hover one more time. So hands underneath your shoulders and knees are underneath your hips. And we're going to just again lift your knees off the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop if you need to, otherwise hold it. Up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. More. Time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Touch down softly. Let's go one more time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. From here, we're going to put our toes together. Our knees are going to go wide. We're going to drop back. Drop our hips back. And we're going to extend our arms. And just enjoy this child's pose. And we're going to take a few deep breaths with long exhales. We're going to have some appreciation for our bodies, all of the things that they do for us. Even when we're challenged, there's still so many things our body will do for us. One more deep inhale, and a nice long exhale. Good, and then if you know how to, we can go back to all fours. Many of you are going to be familiar with the down dog position. We can just lift up into that down dog, and we can just pedal the heels to the floor one at a time. Nice finisher. And then just walk your hands back toward your feet. And roll up nice and slow. Well done, Gina. Just checked off. I'm going to stop this recording.
Excellent.